goes from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 6. Now that playbook closes just a little bit there.
Well, I think it opens up a little bit more because all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, we go with our short yardage package, but now it's 2nd and 6. What do we do right here? Do we go back to the ground? Could we open it up a little bit with our passing game? But those plays, those kind of penalties keep coaches up at night.
They do. It gets frustrating. We've seen it in a number of games, not just Woonsocket, but across Northern Rhode Island this year on WOON. A lot of penalties that have taken teams. And is at the end. No, there's a timeout Woonsocket. So as Woonsocket takes a timeout, we are in the waning seconds of the first quarter. There is no score, but Woonsocket is driving. When we come back, we'll have the remainder of the first quarter. You'll listen to Rhode Island High School Thanksgiving football on WOON, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and WoonsocketRadio.com.
As you prepare for Christmas this year, make things easier on yourself and pre-order your desserts at Phantom Farms in Cumberland. Stop in and fill out the Christmas holiday order form for freshly baked pies, cookies, cakes, and more, plus gluten-free options. And keep this in mind, the completed form needs to be turned in to Phantom Farms by Monday, December 19th for pickup before Christmas. Don't delay. Come to Phantom Farms, 2920 Diamond Hill Road, Cumberland today.
Welcome back to historic Barry Field. Woonsocket's still in a timeout, so not a 30-second timeout by any stretch of the imagination, more like a 90-second timeout for the Villanovans here. So what do you think they're going to come up with now, Brendan, on 2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line?
Well, we've seen Dante Melton find success on the ground, maybe just a slight tick of a delay handoff to pull the Cumberland defense in one direction, exploiting the holes. Just going back to the preseason, talking to head coach Charlie Beeble, that this offensive line was going to be the group's strength, and so far it has been in this first quarter.
Roquez in motion, and Melton attempts to throw and comes up just a little bit short as Roquez had to come back for the ball, and it drops just in front of him. Brendan, can you see how much time is left on that clock in the first quarter?
Well, it looks like 25.8.
Okay, that's wasn't 100% sure on that. So we're not. We'll get a clarification on that, but we're coming into the waning seconds of the first quarter. Looks like we'll go with 25.8 for now. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Villanovans. I would assume that they're in 4-down territory here as well.
Yeah, but you went from being second and short to now 3rd and 6 because of that penalty.
Yeah, penalties, like you said, will wake up a coach in many a night. The crowd gets loud here. The Cumberland fans trying to disrupt the Woonsocket team. Melton shotgun formation. He calls his own number. He's looking for a hole. He has a small hole, but Cumberland quickly closes that hole. Melton gets to the 34-yard line. He needs to get to the 30. It's going to be an interesting 4th and 4 situation for Woonsocket.
After the run, Woonsocket ball, 4th and 4.
Got to be impressed with how quickly Cumberland closed that hole on Melton.
Very quick, very impressed, but went from the looking like a substantial game, but ball is resting on the 34 as we begin this second quarter.
Okay, and that's the end of the first quarter. We have no score, and we thank you for listening on Thanksgiving. At the end of one quarter, no score in the 58 Thanksgiving rival. When we come back, it'll be 4th and 4 for the Woonsocket Villanovans. You'll listen to Rhode Island High School football on WOON, WoonsocketRadio.com.
Car accidents are the worst, but they do happen. And if it happens to you, then you need to get that vehicle to Cody's Auto Body of North Smithfield. Since 1969, Mike and the staff of Cody's Auto Body has been your collision repair specialist. And after the repair is done, Cody's will finish the job with expert auto painting to match the rest of your car. So if the worst happens, bring your car to Cody's Auto Body across the street from the North Smithfield Fire Station on St. Paul Street, North Smithfield.
10 o'clock, was it?
And welcome back to Barry Field here in Woonsocket. As Brendan and I were just talking, we think the game may have started just a few minutes early, and that was a very fast quarter. So as we come back, no score to wrap up the first quarter. Cumberland started at their own 30 and punted. Woonsocket took over at their own 15 and punted. Cumberland received the punt at the Woonsocket 45 and punted all the way down to the 2. Woonsocket took over at their own 2, and this is a drive.
It looks like we have a delay of game.
And that's against Woonsocket on 4th and 4. So if that is a delay of game, that'll make it 4th and 9. As they were already in punting punting formation anyway, as Benjamin Wilcox was back to punt as they march off 5 yards.
I have to say that is totally, how can something like that happen? You begin the second quarter with a delay game penalty. How do you do that, Kevin Callahan?
I
How do you
don't
do
know.
that?
I do not know. That's inexplicable. as they say.
Inexcusable might be a better word, actually, but to each his own. But
Yes.
it looks like this is Woonsocket's chance to see if they can pin Cumberland deep.
Yes. And who's that back to receive? Is that Andrew Nocera?
Looks like Andrew Nocera, yes,
Number
correct.
1. High snap. And Wilcox actually had some room to run. Looks like he thought about it. And Nocera, he pretended to field it. Oh, no. Woonsocket jumped on the ball and carried the ball into the end zone. I think if they had a chance to do it all over again, they may have been able to surround it and down the ball at the 1.
Yeah, their momentum carried them into the end zone, and that results in a touchback. But good opportunity, good try by the Novans to see if they can answer the couple of Spencer pooch punts that we saw in the first quarter.
Yeah, that would have been great for Woonsocket had they been able to pin Cumberland on their own 1. But Cumberland will take over this, in essence, to start the second quarter, as we're about 6 seconds into the second quarter. No score. Cumberland will take over at their own 20-yard line. I'm sure trying to look to get Andrew Ray going, the junior, and Evan Spencer will look to connect with Tay Mirbot or Andrew Ray or even Andrew Nocero, the sophomore. Those have been the leading receivers. And it looks like Spencer calls his own number, gets out to the right, looking for a hole, got some good patience, finds a hole, and gets some good positive yards as he gets about an 8-yard gain, setting up a 2nd and 2. Good.
So one thing we probably forgot to mention the pregame, we have 2 bands here today. So we kind of got the battle of the bands here. But we've heard the Woonsocket band quite a bit, but we're looking to the left here where our broadcast perch is and seeing the Cumberland band sit there patiently waiting their turn to sound.
Gotta love it. Battle of the bands. Wonder if they have a trophy for that. And who votes on that? Do we?
I would like to see if we get a vote up here or not. But we did see a big trophy come up here, like you mentioned, Kevin, right at the end of the first quarter.
2nd and 2 for the Clippers. Spencer again calling it, fakes his own number. No, then calls his own number, and he dives ahead. That's going to be close to a first down. I think he's going to be just short. We'll see if it's 3rd and 1.
51, Alex Bonilla.
We are in the early stages of the second quarter. There is no score. Woonsocket had the drive from their own 2 all the way down to the Cumberland, I think it was 36 before punting. That's been the longest drive of the day. No one has really penetrated that deep into enemy territory. 3rd and 1 now for the Clippers. Spencer, shotgun formation, calls his own number. Patiently he has a hole. He's going up the middle. He's down to the 40, to the 30. Will he outrun him? 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Cumberland. Evan Spencer with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. Wow.
I mean, nothing fancy, Kevin. It looked like he just went through the hole and saw plenty of daylight.
That was his 5th rushing touchdown. He has 6 throwing touchdowns on the year. And Evan Spencer, how long of a run?
72-yard touchdown run there.
72-yard touchdown run. And the Cumberland Clippers take the 6-0 lead early here in the second quarter. The extra point will now be attempted by number 25, Elijah Grant, the sophomore for Cumberland. Cumberland band playing in the background. Snap down, hold, kick, up, and it is good. So with 10 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the second quarter, Cumberland Clippers strike first. They lead the Woonsocket Villanova 7-0 on WOON, AM 1240, 99.5 FM, WoonsocketRadio.com.
Passing on huge savings to their customers is what Family Discount Furniture does best. From sofas to dinettes to bedroom sets and more, Family Discount Furniture offers better furniture for less. They offer a 1-year free layaway service, which means you put down whatever amount is comfortable for you to start, and then you lock in their everyday low price. Brad and Ryan welcome you to Family Discount Furniture on the corner of Diamond Hill Road and Social Street, Woonsocket. Visit FamilyDiscountFurniture.com.
And we're back. As you can hear, the Cumberland band still celebrating after the Evan Spencer 72-yard run. Was interesting. Now let's see how Woonsocket answers.
And as we see Braylon Roquez, one of the deep backs, as well as Vincenzo Casari, and Prevailing theme once again for Woonsocket, even though we haven't seen it in a while. Once again, fighting from behind. It's been a season-long theme for this group. Playing from behind.
It has been the theme. Every game we've done, they have played from behind. In a few games that you had covered before then, they were playing from behind. There's a short pooch kick. It hops over the front line, and that is caught behind number 60, and he fumbles. That was caught by number 60, Alexander Herrera, but it looks like he fumbled over the 50-yard line. We'll see if Cumberland recovers or not. And I think my guess is Herrera doesn't carry the ball too often, and if he had to do it all over again, he would have just dropped on it.
But it will stay Woonsocket, but I'm sure the young man's eyes were definitely, he was lit up like Christmas morning. I know it's the wrong holiday, Kevin, but he definitely probably thought, oh, man, this is my time of the sun here.
Exactly.
However, the wise man once said, fall on the ball.
Exactly. I'm sure Herrera, listed as an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, doesn't get to touch the ball too often in the second line on the kick return. Like you said, his eyes lit up. The ball looked like the big turkey. going for the drumstick there, and fortunately gets away with it. Woonsocket takes over from the Cumberland 47. Good field position after everything's said and done.
Very good story. Very good field position.
Melton under center. Back in shotgun formation. Has time. Not much of a rush. He has a receiver and it's caught by Kaseri. Kaseri gets out to the 25, down to the 20, and he's upended and down at the 20, around the 20-yard line. I think they're going to give him forward progress to the 15. And Kaseri, that's a nice catch and run. Good yards after that catch, Brendan McGarry.
Great throw by Melton, hitting Vincenzo Kaseri on the run, and a lot of yak right there, yards after catch, and that allows Woonsocket to be in business here, moving the ball inside the red zone, an area where they've struggled during this four-game losing streak that they carry into today's game.
Kaseri comes into the game with 14 catches for 218 yards and a touchdown. That will definitely add to his stats, as well as that was a nice positive gain of about
30 yards.
30 yards, yes. So it'll be 1st and 10. It looks like they officially spotted it, Brendan, at the 16-yard line of Cumberland. So thus far, Woonsocket looking to put up a good answer after Evan Spencer's 72-yard touchdown run.
Very slow to break the huddle here. We'll have to see if the back judge has his arm raised, which means there's 10 seconds to go on the play clock.
Last thing you want to see is a delay a game penalty again here. And they do get the playoff in time. There's a hand up to Pagaro. Pagaro's got a hole. Pagaro breaks one tackle. He's still up, and it takes 3 clippers to bring him down inside the 10-yard line. Wrestled down at the 9. A nice positive run there. Going to set up second and about 2.5 yards.
Call that a joystick move. A little left, a little right, and moving the ball inside the 10-yard line. This is where we'll see if they go with their big package here. We did see Xavier Luke out there. He's coming off the field right now, but he's going to talk it over to interim head coach Eddie Omet, but this is the part of the field that we've seen this jumbo package by the Novans.
It's interesting to see Luke with 15 carries for 60 yards. At one point, he was 3 carries for 3 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mel in shotgun formation. We get trips to the left, single receiver to the right. He looks left. He goes right. He's got single coverage, and that ball was intended for Andre Bell. He slipped on the frosted grass that thawed out, and it fell just short as he came back for it. And luckily for Woonsocket, that ball fell incomplete, as that had a chance to be picked off as well. So 3rd and 2 from the 9-yard line coming up. There is a shade over, is that 8.5 minutes to go.
Looks like 8:32, we'll call it.
In the second quarter, Cumberland leading 7-0, but Woonsocket threatening right now. And again, we've seen Woonsocket hit a long field goal, but I think this year, I think they're going to go for it. I think they're in 4-down territory.
Oh, definitely 4-down territory right here, but this is where you use your tall wide receivers down this part of the field, in addition to potentially going with your jumbo package.
They can get a first. They do not have to get a touchdown. Xavier Luke takes a direct snap. He lines up position, and he just keeps pushing forward. And he gets down near the goal line. Good enough for a first, not a touchdown. But Xavier Luke slyly just slid to his left and got the direct snap and pushed the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Little trickery there for the Woonsocket Villanovans.
A little risky, too, because we talked about linemen who don't traditionally hand the ball. Now, we've seen Xavier Luke take handoffs, but not snaps from center.
Exactly. So both teams having about 2 weeks plus to practice, heal up all their wounds from when they last played on November 4th. So you're seeing two healthy, well-rested teams out there. So hopefully, from a Woonsocket point of view, as you mentioned, Lyman not taking snaps regularly, hopefully they practice that as well. First and goal from about the 2-yard line. Melton lines up under center. This time not in the shotgun. He calls his own number, tries to go off left tackle, and he gets a little bit of positive movement.
I guess we'll call it a yard if you want to call it anything, Kevin.
Yeah.
So bring up a second and goal from the 1-yard line.
He did not lose yards, but
But once again, the play call, we saw this during Woonsocket's losing streak, where they tried to go with Dante Melton, not the tallest guy in the world, and somebody you can, if you want to do anything, you got to go under. You're not trying to go up.
I think we're going to see another play here to Xavier Luke, who was inserted into the running back role, now leads the Woonsocket team with 4 touchdowns. And sure enough, Xavier Luke lined up behind Melton. Melton calls his own number again, pushes forward, and we see a signal. Touchdown, Woonsocket! Dante Melton answers for Woonsocket with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. 7-6 now in favor of Cumberland as Woonsocket gets ready for the extra point. Wow.
Nice answer by Woonsocket, taking advantage of the short field that began on a little bit of a trepidatious note with the fielding of the short kick, but Dante Melton found the end zone there to bring the Novans within 1.
Number 18, Henry Lewis, the sophomore, is on to attempt the extra point. Listed also as a wide receiver and defensive back is the place kicker. Snap down, the kick up, and the kick is short and to the left. The kick failed. So with 6 minutes and 32 seconds, Brendan, can you read that clock?
Well, it looks like 6:52.
6:52.
We'll double check when we go to commercial.
You're listening to Rhode Island High School football on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and watching on OneSocketRadio.com.
There's nothing worse than a cracked windshield, because you know it needs to be repaired or replaced. What you need to do is call the local guys at Absolute Auto Glass in North Smithfield. They do superior auto glass repairs at very affordable rates. Absolute Auto Glass offers same-day service and a lifetime warranty. You can go to them or they'll come to you. Call Absolute Auto Glass at 401-766-2600. 766-2600. Absolute Auto Glass is licensed and insured in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Absolute Auto Glass, 473 St. Paul Street, North Smithfield.
Welcome back. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Woonsocket touchdown with the kick fail, so the score: Cumberland 7, Woonsocket 6, and already a much closer game than last year. As Woonsocket was coming off basically 2 COVID seasons, did not have a real good chance to practice, and lost 55-0. This year already a much closer game, 7-6. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Benjamin Wilcox on to kick. We'll see if they go short or long. Kicking from his own 40, and they kind of go long, and that ball is caught by number 28 for Cumberland. And it's a good return as he tries to break out to the right and to the 31-yard line. I do not have a 28 in my program, so we'll double check that number for you.
Tackle down by number 33.
You see, maybe it was number
Cumberland
22.
ball, 1st and 10.
Sean Mearbot. I think that could have been 22. That's who came up last. But Cumberland will take over 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, right exactly on the 30-yard line.
As broadcasters, we appreciate it when there's no hash marks when the ball begins at a specific yard line.
Makes it real easy, and they did put up the red numbers on along the sideline as well for a reference point as well. Cumberland going right to left this quarter, leading 7-6. Early stages of the second, well, about halfway through the second quarter now, almost. Spencer in shotgun formation, looking to call his own number, looking for a hole, patiently waiting for a hole, and gets one to the 40, 45, 50, cuts back, 45, 40, down at the 36-yard line. And that was actually, yes, Evan Spencer with another great run.
Yeah, it looked like a deja vu play all over again. Evan Spencer, 72-yard touchdown the last time he touched the ball, and once again, nothing fancy. Cumberland winning the line of scrimmage battle and allowing their quarterback to get to the secondary. to pick up a substantial yardage on first down, flipping the field, as they like to say.
Yeah, going to be 1st and 10 for the Clippers from the Woonsocket 36. Cumberland going no huddle. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Spencer back to pass. He has time. He's going deep. He has a receiver, and it's and it falls just incomplete. And targeted.
Looked like Brady, Mr. Ray that time.
Aiden Ray, the sophomore, and just a little bit too far for Aiden Ray. That would have been one heck of a catch. So 2nd and 10 now.
Take your breath there, Kevin. It's sometimes we get these big plays. We get a little too amped up, but great to see Evan Spencer running well. Like we said, he missed some time with an injury during the regular season.
And Evan Spencer's running well again on that one. Ooh, that was a little awkward, though, as he goes across the 30 down to the 27. He kind of got slashed up by the knee and then hit again in the shoulder as he came down, but a good positive run for Evan Spencer on 2nd down. So it'll be 3rd and short, and again, Cumberland going no huddle.
All right, Nova fans, make some noise. Stop your feet.
The announcer
We have ourselves a 3rd down.
imploring the Woonsocket fans to get loud and disrupt the Cumberland pattern, their rhythm, actually. 3rd and short as Spencer looking in for the play call. Almost defeats the purpose of the no huddle. When you come out of no huddle and then you wait a long time for the play call to come in. Spencer hands off to Ray. Ray gets met right at the line of scrimmage. Some positive yards could be enough for a 1st down.
Looks like he's at the 25-yard line, which pick it up 2 yards, which good enough to move the chains here for Cumberland once again.
Just making sure we've made that mistake when we thought they should have moved the chains and they didn't. We've
had a few of those faked out calls this fall here, Kevin.
Actually, it's 3rd down. They're saying, they haven't moved. That's 1st and 10.
Yeah, they haven't flipped the box yet.
1st and 10 for the Clippers from the 25-yard line. Now they flipped it. Spencer in shotgun formation. Ray behind him, and there's got to be a false start against Cumberland.
Yeah, that was that play never developed. That was a trade wreck right before it happened, and once again, one of those plays that really frustrate a coach because you're moving the ball well, and then all of a sudden a penalty comes to disrupt the momentum.
You had people leave at 3 different time frames on that, 3 seconds apart. So 1st and 15 now for the Clippers from the 30-yard line. There is 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter in a fast-moving first half. Cumberland leads 7-6 over the Woonsocket Villanovas in the 58th installment of this Thanksgiving Day rivalry. Some would say the 4th longest in Rhode Island. Some would say the 3rd. I like to say the 2nd continuous in-state rivalry. Exactly. There's the hand off the Ray. Cuts back to the right. Down at the 26-yard line. He needs to get inside the 25 for a 1st down. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up for the Clippers.
We should mention that Patrick Conserve usually wears number 51 for Cumberland. He's wearing 91 today.
Always like when they change up the numbers. Good catch. So 2nd and short now for the Cumberland. Oh, no. I'm sorry. They need to get, I forgot about the penalty. They need to get to the 15-yard line for a 1st down. The ball is, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. Spencer back in shotgun formation. He's got Ray behind him. He's going to the right to see if he options. And he gets tackled. He gets hit.
Looks like he just bumped into one of his offensive linemen right there, and that never allowed the play to develop.
Gets knocked all the way back to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 15 now. 3rd and 16. It looks like they put it at the 31-yard line.
Making it 3rd and 15.
And a play that just never really developed. Like you mentioned, Brendan, 2:48 to go in the 2nd quarter. Cumberland attempting to answer Woonsocket's touchdowns. Cumberland leads 7-6 in a very fast-moving first half here from Barry Field. Spencer under center this time, not in shotgun. Goes back, traditional 7-step drop. He's got time to pass. He's got time. He's looking deep. And that ball is batted away. Batted away by number 4, Braylon Roquez. And a smart play there to bat it away.
Yeah, instead of like trying to maybe get the interception, you just at that point you just knock the ball away so you don't get you get guilty for pass interference.
And sometimes you tip it up and it goes to the other team. And that was a good, safe play. 4th and long now for the Clippers. They are set up to go for it. However, we have seen this twice already. Is Spencer going to do another pooch punt to pin Woonsocket deep, or are they going to go for it on 4th and long?
Well, we see the back judge where he's standing right at the goal line. He's got his arms wide up. I don't understand why.
He was looking for a hug?
Looks like Coach Lima's going to take a timeout here.
Okay, Coach Lima goes to discuss it. We'll go to commercial break. You're listening to Rhode Island Thanksgiving football here on WOON, OneSocketRadio.com.
What does it mean to be owned by your customers? It means we don't answer to a headquarters in New York or a board of directors in Switzerland. It means we answer to a teacher in Woonsocket, a small business owner in Greenville, a contractor in Warwick. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
We are back here at Barry Field. Cumberland Clippers 7 to Woonsocket Villanova 6. Cumberland with a big decision here on 4th and 15 from the Woonsocket 30. And they are lined up. It looks like they're actually going to go for it. They are not in a pooch formation that we've seen twice. It does not mean he's not going to change his mind. Spencer back to pass. He has time to throw. He's looking deep down the right sideline. He's got a receiver and is caught for a touchdown, Clippers! What a throw! And that was caught by Tay Mirbot. Tay Mirbot with his 17th catch of the year, 4th touchdown, and what a call on 4th and 15, Brendan McGee.
Gutsy call. You think sometimes is that a good as a punt per se? If get the ball against interception, nope. Tay Mirbot winning the one-on-one battle. Looked like against Jamari Barr that time, Kevin, and the Clippers they retake the lead here with time becoming less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
Number 26 for Cumberland. Is that 26? Yeah, we don't have a number for him. So what you have, Brendan, 26 on that kicker. The extra point is up, and it is good. So with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second quarter, Cumberland 14, Woonsocket 6. You'll listen to Rhode Island High School football on WOON. 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. You're watching on OneSocketRadio.com.
Transforming a house into a home, your home. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center is your full-service design and build company. Now, what does that mean? From concept to design to a complete transformation of your living space. You'll be working with your designer through the entire process. Kevin at Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center invites you to stop on in to their showroom located in the McDonald's Plaza, Mendon Road, Cumberland, or check them out online at cumberlandkitchen.com.
Welcome back to Barry Field. We're going to try and get a name to that number 26. We do not have a 26 in our program, so at halftime, Brendan McGee is going to go get some roster adjustments for us.
Yes, nothing like roster adjustments in the final half of our final broadcast of the 2022 high school season.
And Brett, I got to share something with you after this, after the kickoff here by Cumberland, going deep down to the 25-yard line. Is that Casari with the ball? He hands it off to Luke, and Luke hands it back to
Braylon
Roquez, and kind of a miscommunication. They tried to get fancy on the handoff, and they ran into Xavier Luke, and that's not the person you want to run into.
No, absolutely not. But that was definitely looked like a little bit of a Three Stooges wow kind of moment right there. But what were you going to say, Kevin?
It's just funny. It's we've had one bad weather game all year, and that was with my brother Joe. So I think Joe is the jinx.
Joe is definitely the jinx, and it's we've had perfect weather otherwise. And,
every game has been, some games a little bit chillier, but I wouldn't call it outright cold. Even today was cold, but it warmed up rather quickly. It's just one bad weather game. So Joe, it's you if you're listening.
Yeah, Joe, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Had good weather games with the games I did with Lou. Brendan, you and I have had great weather. just one. Melton back to pass, looks right, and now he's got Bell on the right sideline, and Andre Bell just overthrew him at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like it maybe even went through Andre Bell's hands, and nice throw by Dante Melton. it looks like, like we mentioned, the time off benefiting both teams. Woonsocket was definitely dinged up the night that they played Cranston West and opted not to play a consolation game like other few teams did around the state. Neither did Cumberland, for that matter. Rather just use the time to heal up and get ready for this game and put all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and on that play, though, it almost like, yes, it went through Bell's hand. It looked like he kind of got himself turned around a bit, too. Like, it was a little awkward how he went up for it. You wonder if he slipped at the 50-yard line. As we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of mud in that area as well. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Villanovas from their own 25-yard line. They trail 14-6 with 2 minutes and a couple ticks over 2 minutes to go in the first half. And there's a pass to Peguero. Peguero catches it, and he falls down at the 27-yard line. So just a short gain. Kind of got ahead of himself. Looked like he wanted to make a cut and got ahead of himself and then fell down. So a short gain for the Villanovas. They need to get to the 35 for a first down. So about a 4-yard gain on that.
Looks like a little, doesn't seem to be a lot of sense of urgency for Woonsocket as we tick underneath 1:30 to go in this first half.
In the first half, Cumberland leads 14-6. Evan Spencer with a 72-yard run. The kick was good. Woonsocket answered with a Dante Melton quarterback sneak for a 1-yard. The kick failed, and then a 30-yard pass from Evan Spencer to Tay Merbot. Kick was good. All happening in the second quarter. Cumberland leads 14-6. Melton looking right, and that ball's going to be picked off. And we'll see if there's any pass interference, but that ball was picked off by Cumberland's, and trying to get a number on that.
Number 84.
84, and that's James Teeter, and he's a senior, but there is a flag, and it's holding against Woonsocket. That penalty is declined, and Cumberland will take over 1st and 10, and that could be a killer penalty, killer interception right before the half.
Yeah, just a great play by number 84 for Cumberland.
Wow.
James Teeter to just step in front, get the interception, and Clippers could be in business here, Kevin, with a golden chance to pad this lead heading into the half.
Yeah, they take over at the Woonsocket 26 and a half yard line. 1st and 10 with a minute 27 to go in the half. Cumberland leads 14-6, and I'm sure they are thinking not only 3 but maybe 6 points. And if they can get into halftime leading 21-6, they would be thrilled with that. Cumberland looks a little disorganized as they're coming on the field. And there's a flag and
delay a game.
Delay a game, Cumberland.
The second time we see it this quarter, we saw a Woonsocket delay game to begin the second quarter. And here's Woonsocket, Cumberland looking to maybe not go for the jugular per se, but to take a 2-score lead going into the half. And they commit a delay game penalty on their first, even before the ball is snapped.
1st and 15 from the 31-yard line. Evan Spencer, shotgun formation, twins to the left, twins to the right. He's calling his own numbers, trying to go find something right up the middle. Ran into a brick wall, gets positive yards. Almost back to the original line of scrimmage, probably a pickup of 4, 2nd and 11.
And I think Cumberland has one timeout left.
Well, they are going hurry up as we are under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Well, I say they go hurry up, but then they all look back for 10 seconds for the play. So giving Woonsocket plenty of time to set themselves. Twins to the left, far receiver, a single receiver to the right, fakes the handoff, does hand it off to Andrew Ray. Andrew Ray bounces off a tackle. He gets down to the 15, 14-yard line. You wonder if they're going to take the timeout right now. And that ball is placed 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They're running the clock as there's 25 seconds to go in the half. Spencer looking in for the call. In shotgun formation. At first he lined up on the center, put himself in shotgun, calls his own number, looking for a hole, and he's brought down by number 36 on Woonsocket, Xavier Luke, with a nice tackle, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle. Cumberland now takes a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. There's 18 seconds to go in the half. Cumberland, what do you think they're going to do now, Brendan?
Well, it looks about 18 seconds to go in the half, and you probably have one at a time for 2 plays, and it reminds you of the old varsity blues line. Get the heck out of bounds.
Yes. Maybe take a shot for the end zone, but if you end up running, you just run and stop the clock. So maybe a pass looking for Marcotte maybe in the end zone here. Look for Andrew Ray, hurry up and spike the ball. If they can do that and get off another play. If Spencer sees something and can call his own number. I mean, those are all on the table. But again, if they don't get into the end zone, they're going to have to hurry up and spike the ball to stop the clock. Team slow coming out of the huddle. The 58th annual tradition here at Barry Field. Cumberland leads the all-time series 35. They are 35-18-4. Woonsocket has 37. I'm sorry. Woonsocket has 35 overall wins themselves on Thanksgiving. They go all the way back to 1933 when they played Mount St. Charles from 1933 to 1950. Evan Spencer in shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff. He's looking right. He's looking right. He's got a receiver. And it's caught down to 5. He lunges in, and it is a touchdown!
That's Patrick Conserve. We talked about how he changed numbers. And the big man, he's played some tight end here.
The senior Patrick Conserve with a nice touchdown pass. How many yards was that?
It looked like about 10 yards right there.
10-yard touchdown pass. The score runs to 20-6 in favor. There is a flag on the play, not on the play, right before they lined up for the extra point.
Definitely a lunge there that time for Patrick Conserve getting in there.
Coach Lima is on the field, who I did not recognize before the game because he shaved his beard.
Yeah, he's on the field. I'd like to know what
he was on the field when the flag was thrown, so I don't know. They gave him the touchdown. The scoreboard reflects that. We saw Patrick Conserve lunge in, and the
flag was picked up.
So they picked up the flag, much to the dismay of acting coach Ed Ouellette.
Now he's asking for an explanation.
I've never seen more coaches on the field.
Well, I guess it's even more imperative that you go down there to see what's going on here, Kevin.
Exactly.
At the half. Not only do we have to find out number 26, the kicker, but I'd like to see, A, what the penalty was, and B, what led to
the
it being picked up.
Right, and they're trying to explain it to coach, acting coach Ed Ouellette. Interesting thing about the Woonsocket coaches, including Coach Bebo, he was on, him and Coach Brett Cordair played in this rivalry from 2004 to 2007. They won twice. Coach Ouellette played from 2000 to 2003. He won as a sophomore. Coach Milan Washington, not as lucky. Got swept in his 4 years. But Coach DePaul played for 2 years, and they broke the 9-in-a-row streak when they won in 2019. And here's the extra point attempt finally. And the kick is up and good. We're going to stay right here as there's, what's that? I can't even read that. 11.3 seconds to go. And the score now with the kick good is 21-6 as we're getting close to halftime. And I can't even imagine. That flag was thrown with Coach Lima on the field.
Yes, it was, which would raise the question as well, what was going on as well. He was pretty much on the sideline or in the huddle while the discussion was going on. I guess the rules have changed a little bit. We've seen this last, but I'm very curious, and that's why I'll have to go down at halftime to get an explanation what happened.
Absolutely. We got some material here. We'd like to inform some of the people of some interesting, I think, history of some Thanksgiving games here in Rhode Island anyway, some touch on things like that, and how there were 55,000 people spread throughout Rhode Island at 8 different games in 1947, including 5,500 people here at Barry Field.
Which is amazing when you think about it.
Yes.
But you look at the parking lot, and it's definitely jammed out there.
Yes, people lined up along the fences and along the rails. The bleachers pretty full on our side. Both bands are here, kicking from their own 40-yard line, and they go high and short. Bounced at the 25. That's a free ball, and the Pagero that comes up with it.
Looked like Pagero, but that was a dicey sequence right there.
Actually, there was number 2, Kasseri, that ended up coming up with it, but that ball bounced, and it's not a punt. That's a free ball. Woonsocket did well to come up with that ball with just 9.3 seconds to go in the half. Woonsocket trails 21-6. I believe Woonsocket does receive the opening kickoff, the kickoff to start the second half. So we'll see what Woonsocket does. 1st and 10 from their 26. Do you take a shot to Jamari or Andre deep? And
No,
see if
absolutely.
he
I
can
would
do
try to get stretch the play a little bit and get one of your primary targets, see what they do. But also Braylon Roquez, he's someone else who can take it to the house in one fell swoop.
And I think Cumberland might be thinking the same thing as they're lined up deep, but I think, as usual, we're wrong with our predictions on what they're going to do for a play call as Woonsocket takes a knee. To recap really quick, no scoring in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Cumberland outscores Woonsocket 21-6 with the Evan Spencer 72-yard touchdown run. Woonsocket answered, and then with Dante Melton TD plunge, a 30-yard pass to Ty Mirbot, and a 10-yard pass to Patrick Conserve. Cumberland now leads 21-6 at the half.
Take a breath here.
Yes, exactly. I'll take a breath. You'll listen to this. You'll listen to Rhode Island High School Football 58th Annual Tradition here on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. You're watching on OneSocketRadio.com.
Any make, any model, Tasker Buick GMC Chevrolet will service your vehicle, whether you bought it there or not. Going on right now at Tasker Buick GMC Chevrolet, oil change and tire rotation, including complimentary multi-point vehicle inspection, car wash and vacuum for $69.95, alignment special $89.95, and full vehicle reconditioning specials inside and out starting at $199. Tasker Buick GMC Chevrolet on Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. You will be satisfied. When you want delicious barbecue, and I mean real traditional Southern-style barbecue, there's only one place to go. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue in Cumberland. From beef brisket, pulled pork, and pulled chicken to specialty sandwiches and salads, plus a litany of sides, Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue has what you're craving when you crave barbecue. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue on Menden Road in the Sierra Plaza, Cumberland. Visit GottaQ.net. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue is barbecue with attitude. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue is open Thursday through Monday, 11 to 8.
When you're ill and need same-day care, remember North Smithfield Urgent Care and Lincoln Urgent Care for affordable and accessible care. You'll always be seen by a board-certified physician who will assess the problem and make you feel safe and reassured. Check their websites for convenient patient and medical forms, which you may fill out before the visit. North Smithfield Urgent Care, 594 Great Road, North Smithfield, 768-3400. And Lincoln Urgent Care, 2 Wake Robin Road, Lincoln, 333-9595.
Number 3, Davian Wilkerson.
Welcome back to Barry Field as they're announcing the little guys from Woonsocket Youth Football here as they're all gathering at the 50-yard line. We are at the half here at Barry Field. Cumberland leads 21-6. No scoring in the first quarter. Cumberland has an Evan Spencer 72-yard QB keeper run with a kick good for the first score of the game. Cumberland leads 7-0. Woonsocket took over at the Cumberland 47-yard line on a kick, and Dante Melton had a 1-yard TD plunge. The extra point failed on that, so it was 7-6. Cumberland took over and their own 30 on the next possession, and a pass from a 30-yard touchdown pass from Evan Spencer to Ty Mirbot. Kick was good, leading 14-6. After an interception, Cumberland High took over on the Woonsocket 33-yard line, and a Patrick Conserve receives a 10-yard touchdown pass from Evan Spencer, and we sit here at the half with Cumberland leading 21-6. And Brendan McGarry, he's checking on the some roster numbers for us here at the half, so we can give you just a little bit more accurate information. But it's Thanksgiving. Many of you may not know the history of these two teams. Technically, the Cumberland Woonsocket rivalry is the 4th oldest rivalry. The first one's Westerly and Stonington, Connecticut, which ran 1913 and 1914. Then they took a few years off and they resumed it from 1921 to where they currently stand. Second, you have LaSalle and East Providence, which began in 1929. My dad played in that rivalry game, winning his senior year 75 years ago in 1947, 24-6, in front of 13,000 people at Pierce Field. Incredible. There were 8 football games that day that drew 55,000 fans in Rhode Island. There was 12,000 at Cranston Stadium. There was 8,000 at McCoy Stadium. And I want to ask Brendan what his thoughts are on the future of McCoy and the rivalries on Thanksgiving. There was 5,500 people here at Barry Field to see Woonsocket beat Mount St. Charles 26-7, 75 years ago today. So incredible amount of history in this rivalry and throughout the state of Rhode Island. Really, really interesting. And really briefly, the history of Thanksgiving. Woonsocket comes in, their overall Thanksgiving record is 35-43-6. They played Mount St. Charles from 1933 to 1950, going 12 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. No record of them playing from 1951, 52, and 53. They picked up Burrillville from 1954 to 1963. And they went 5 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. And it should be noted that Woonsocket joined the Rhode Island Interscholastic League in 1932. They were one of the founding members of the Interscholastic League back in 1932. Cumberland was joining the Rhode Island Interscholastic League in 1961. They are 37-18-4. And I'd like to thank, if Bill Denon's listening, I'd like to thank him. He helped me out with some research. Cumberland in 1962 played Middletown and won 26-13 on a Thanksgiving game that got moved a couple of days. In 1963, a little bit closer, but in a different state, they played the new school Bishop Feehan, and Attleboro won that game. Cumberland won that game 25-0. Then picking up Woonsocket needed a partner for their Thanksgiving game, and logistically, geographically, everything. What a great rivalry it has been from 1964 to now. This is game number 58, and Cumberland owns a 35-18-4 record against Woonsocket in this storied rivalry. You could argue the second or third longest rivalry in the state for an all Rhode Island. When we come back, we're going to go to a break right now. When we come back, we're going to recap the first half. We're going to preview the second half. You're listening to Rhode Island Thanksgiving Football, the 58th Annual Classic, here from Barry Field on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and WoonsocketRadio.com.
This is Robert Stewart, President of Woonsocket Teachers Guild, wishing the Woonsocket High School Villanova football team health and success this season. The educators of Woonsocket are excited about this school year. We see their smiles, backpacks, clothes, but most importantly, we see their joy. Let us celebrate this football season because it is easy to appreciate the excitement our student athletes are generating this year in high school sports. On behalf of the Woonsocket Teachers Guild, thank you for supporting our schools, and we hope to see you at the games.
The Blackstone River Federal Credit Union is a full-service community credit union featuring many products and services, including mobile banking, courtesy pay, and overdraft protection, online banking, and bill pay, plus access to 30,000 no-fee ATMs. Refinance your dealer car loan and get up to $300 to refinance. The Blackstone River Federal Credit Union, Monument Square, Woonsocket, and 100 Old River Road in Lincoln. Courteous, prompt, helpful service.
Automobile construction and design continues to change, so it's important that auto body shops remain current and certified in aluminum repair and able to reproduce the entire color spectrum. Michaud's Auto Body is a certified Class A auto shop staying current with the new technology. The use of aluminum in construction has made vehicles lighter, and many of the new metallic paints require the tri-coat process, 3 layers to get the perfect match. Michaud's Auto Body, a second-generation family business. 430 Privilege Street, Woonsocket, 769-1983.
Welcome back to Barry Field. As a PA announcer just announced, Cumberland High School's band and the Woonsocket High School band. Woonsocket decked out a little bit more traditional with their hats and uniform. Cumberland not as traditional, and looks like there's going to be a little bit of a battle of the bands going on at halftime. There's still about 4 minutes to go in the half. As you can see, Athletic Director Marty Crowley of Cumberland standing at midfield. Marty was a guest of ours during the pregame. before our 10 o'clock start. So as you watch the band, want to catch you up on a couple of things. Cumberland coming into this game, dug a little bit deeper. Cumberland has 250 wins in their lifetime, and Woonsocket has 317 wins in their lifetime. And we talk about Cumberland owning the advantage in the rivalry, and Cumberland has actually won 9 of the last 10, losing in 2019, 18-15 to the Villanovans. But the Villanovans hold something on Cumberland. They have 7 state championships to Cumberland's 3. So Cumberland may own the Thanksgiving rivalry, but Woonsocket owns the state championships. As the Cumberland band director is trying to get the parents and everyone excited, and now Woonsocket is doing their best to answer Cumberland's band as they form a circle around the 50-yard line. So Brendan and I joked about it in the first half that there really is a battle of the bands going on here at Barry Field. So as we go to commercial break, you'll continue to watch a little bit of the battle of the bands for a bit. You are listening to halftime right now. Cumberland 21, Woonsocket 6 on WOON, AM and FM, WoonsocketRadio.com.
The readers of Rhode Island Monthly Magazine have voted Cumberland House of Pizza best pizza and grinder in the Blackstone Valley, and with good reason. If it's been too long, you owe it to yourself to stop into Cumberland House of Pizza to rediscover the fantastic pizzas and grinders and all the amazing food on their menu. Everything made from scratch. Be sure to check their Facebook page for the newest specials. Cumberland House of Pizza, 2360 Mendon Road, 1/2 mile south of Cumberland High School. Visit chopsri.com. Passing on huge savings to their customers is what Family Discount Furniture does best. From sofas to dinettes to bedroom sets and more, Family Discount Furniture offers better furniture for less. They offer a 1-year free layaway service, which means you put down whatever amount is comfortable for you to start, and then you lock in their everyday low price. Brad and Ryan welcome you to Family Discount Furniture on the corner of Diamond Hill Road and Social Street, Woonsocket. Visit FamilyDiscountFurniture.com.
Woonsocket Door Sales can handle any kind of door installation, including residential and commercial, paying special attention to your door's infrastructure, such as framework repair, to ensure that your door is firmly in place. Woonsocket Door Sales is a 4th-generation family business, installing and repairing all types of doors. Please visit their website at WoonsocketDoorSales.com to see a gallery of door styles, manufacturers, and testimonials from satisfied customers. Woonsocket Door Sales, 767-3448. Call Amy Bebo at 767-3448.
Welcome back to Barry Field. It is not a battle of the bands per se. It's a battle of the drums, Brendan McGear, and we're getting 2 great drum and cymbal performance, or maybe battle of percussion. But there's a lot going on now. We got some spinning people and some craziness going on the field right now. So we welcome back Brendan McGear here at halftime. Brendan, you got some updates from us, specifically, who's number 26?
For Cumberland, who's been doing the PATs, number 26, Brian Gonzalez. We should highlight him. We can no longer say number 26, so kudos to Marty Crowley for bridging the gap. And the penalty that was right before the half on the Patrick Conserve touchdown, we mentioned right before, I believe I did, about he switched numbers. Normally he's 51, today he's 91. 91, the Woonsocket was contending is an eligible number. You have to report in as eligible, but it is an eligible number in high school.
Okay.
So that's what the reason why the flag was thrown initially.
Okay.
Making that he did not report as eligible, but you do not have to report as eligible.
Gotcha. Okay, so they threw the flag thinking he was ineligible, found out he was perfectly fine.
Yes.
And now I'm going to put you on the spot. Is there a reason why Josh Lehman was in the huddle?
That's I think he was pleading the case about why his player was wearing that particular jersey.
Okay, because he got there pretty quick. Then it almost looked like he was there already.
Because some people thought he was flagged because he went into the play like that.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
But no, it had to do with Patrick Conserve and his number specifically.
Okay, so in that answer, appeased acting coach Ed Ouellette, or he had no choice but to be appeased?
I think he had no choice but to be appeased there. But that's the reason why there was a little bit of a confusion to end the first half.
Okay. No, it's. I'm glad you're able to clear that up. As we are at the half, the battle of the drums continues as halftime is just about over. But, I was told, Brendan, that halftime was not going to be any longer than the typical. But I don't see these drums leaving the field anytime soon.
No, you do not. But
was there?
I guess maybe it's an opportunity for us to maybe let the drums kind of serve as our guy here at the half.
A little bit, exactly. So as a still banging out, though. It remains to be seen how well they can be heard. There's no mics on the field, but they are looking to depart. Off the top of your head, I know we covered the Lincoln Central Falls game last night, which was close at the half, 15-6, before Lincoln did what they did in the beginning of the year, ran away with it in the second half. Central Falls coming off a 3-day rest after losing in the Super Bowl. I think literally ran out of gas in the second half. And Lincoln ran away with it with a battle on the Blackstone last night for their 9th win in that series. Any other games that you could think of off the top of your head that happened either last night or?
Well, I was at St. Ray's and Moses Brown, which was actually a matchup of 2 Super Bowl winners. Moses Brown won the D3. They were looking to stay undefeated going into their matchup against St. Ray's, and St. Ray's ended up winning. I believe it was 34-7.
Okay.
Was the final over. The game took place over at Brown University, which was Moses Brown's home game, and good to see a kind of a matchup like that. And I think it's also too, Kevin, in the sense that we talked about when Socket and Cumberland, they hadn't played in over 3 weeks to gear up for this game, had a chance to really heal up and really devote all their energy to this contest. You look at the game I went to last night with Woonsocket and Moses Brown. They just played Saturday in their respective Super Bowls.
Right.
They won their Super Bowls, and you're thinking, man, we got to go back to practice on Monday to get ready for a Thanksgiving Eve game. And the same thing that you saw last night with Central Falls.
Right.
Central Falls just had a tough Super Bowl loss on Saturday, and here they are. They had to come back and play Lincoln last night.
Yeah, and Lincoln had 2.5 weeks to get ready themselves, and it definitely showed in the second half. That's my next question for you. Do you agree with the Thanksgiving games happening after the Super Bowl in Massachusetts? They do Thanksgiving before the Super Bowl, but then the question is, do you rest your players on Thanksgiving?
Well, and that's a double-edged sword. If you're King Philip today, for example, they're going to be playing in the Super Bowl, I believe, next Friday or Saturday.
Yes.
I know they had the schedule come out. I don't know what day it is.
Correct.
You do not want to run the risk, if you're the Warriors today, to play any key personnel and run the risk of getting hurt with a even bigger game. Now,
Right.
you would say now to your opponent, I don't know who King Philip plays on Thanksgiving.
I'm drawing a blank on it
specifically.
right now, but
Why would you put your guys in a position where they could get hurt when you have bigger fish to fry in a week?
Right.
And that all of a sudden dilutes the rivalry game. I think unfortunately that just the way that Super Bowls are, whether they're held before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving, it dilutes the Thanksgiving game unless you're like Cumberland Woonsocket, where your season's over and it's just, bragging rights are on the line.
And you can tell just the difference from last night's game to today. Both of these teams are up and ready for the game. And it's not a knock on Central Falls. I don't disparage them at all. It's just tough to get up for it.
It's tough to prepare when you have 3 days and you're coming off a tough loss like that. And like I said, the flip side with Moses Brown and St. Ray's, you won your Super Bowl. And if you're Moses Brown, you're almost like, man, Moses Brown had not lost a game until last night.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So they want, you try all the tricks as a coach. Hey, let's stay undefeated. We got to stay up for this. As we're waiting for it to start the second half, my brother Joe asked me to ask you a question this week, and I almost forgot, and I just remembered. Your thoughts on the future 7 years from now. There is a brand new Pawtucket High School, thus eliminating Tolman versus Shea. Does Pawtucket High School play, I'm assuming, and part of the plan will be to renovate Pariseau Field. Does Pawtucket play St. Ray's in a future?
I'm sure they would love to do it because it used to be Tolman St. Ray's, I think, up until 2001.
Yes.
And then St. Ray's, they went to go play Bishop Dean. A couple years they played Rogers, and for the last decade or so, it's been Moses Brown.
Right.
Which is, pretty good in terms of playing a school small in size, enrollment-wise, it all matches up. Now all of a sudden you get Shea and Tolman combined, and I saw there was a photo posted to Twitter the other night of like 100 kids between the two programs coming together for an annual dinner that they have beforehand. And St. Ray's, if they're lucky, they get maybe 35, 40 kids a season playing football. All of a sudden, the tips of the scales looks like, at least on paper to start out with, it will favor Tolman Shea, which will be called Pawtucket, wherever we call it. But on the flip side, you have Tolman Shea kids coming together. I think it's going to take a while for those kids to really, really form a bond.
Brilliant to start now. To have them together for a dinner in the team fixture.
It's always been a tradition.
It has been.
It's been a tradition on that front. Dino Campomiano, the longtime Shea head coach, that's something that he started under the previous athletic directors, John Scanlon and Ray McGee. However, it's still one side of the city and another side of the city coming together. So it's going to take some time, I think, for them to really form that bond.
Yeah, you wonder, are there things that they can do in the years leading up to it to bring the schools together beyond just a dinner? As we're getting ready to start the third quarter, we can delve into this a little bit more. I think it's fascinating, and there's obviously 5 to 7 years to figure all this out. We won't have all the answers tonight. Cumberland will be kicking off to Woonsocket. Woonsocket trailing 21-6. Will look to answer with a touchdown on their opening drive, as Gonzalez kicks off to Kaseri. Kaseri catches the ball at the 20, 25, goes on 30, cuts back in at the 35, stays in bounds to the 40. They're going to place that near the 40. There could be a late flag, and here it comes. There is a late flag. I think that might be against Cumberland for a late hit, as Kaseri was run out of bounds. It looked to be just over the 40-yard line. A nice run back by Kaseri, and I think that's going to be a flag against Cumberland.
Yeah, it's this is the part of the game where it's a 2-score game, but you also have to watch it in the sense of chippiness.
Yeah, the chippiness sets in. It is a rivalry, again, a rivalry for 58 years now, and so that ball was originally going to be spotted at about the 42, and we'll see where the referee. The foul is against Cumberland. Actually, it's
offsetting penalties.
But the ball is. The referee, one of the referees has the ball past. Oh, they're going to re-kick. So they're going to do it all over again. So 2 personal fouls, offsetting penalties. So we will restart the second half just 7 seconds less than they would have had. Okay. I was wondering where the referee was going with the ball, but back to. Well, it gives us a chance to mention Brian Gonzalez's name again, number 26 for Cumberland.
3 for 3 on PATs. I guess the Cumberland kicker was hurt, and he stepped in. He's done a very nice job.
Any idea what grade is he?
That I did not get.
Okay.
I'm lucky I got a name there.
Yeah, no, and I thank you for that. I knew as soon as I asked, he's not going to know. What's his GPA, do you know?
Yeah, that's what's his hobbies?
Yes, exactly.
What's his favorite Thanksgiving side?
So Gonzalez with the kick again, and this time kind of pooches it a little bit shorter, and that is caught by Pagaro. Jonathan Pagaro looks like he got a little bit of running room, runs into a Clipper player. He's on over midfield, 45, down to the 40, the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Woonsocket! Jonathan Pagaro, the 60-yard touchdown run on a kickoff return. Brendan McGarry, you could not script that any better for Woonsocket.
It looked a little dicey because it looked like Pagaro had bumped into a Cumberland player, but able to stay on his feet and find the smallest of possible daylight on the right in front of his own bench. And going into the end zone, standing up, what an answer for Woonsocket as we begin the second half.
And I'm assuming they're going to go for 2 right away to cut this to a 1-score game. The score stands right now 21-12. Woonsocket will attempt to make it 21-14. We are just 19 seconds into the second half. The first 7 seconds wiped out by offsetting penalties. Wow, what a way to start for Woonsocket. And Jonathan Pagaro, the sophomore, expect to see some good things out of him in the next 2 years.
No, what an answer right there, though, for Woonsocket.
Dante Melton under center as they go for the 2-point conversion. They give it to Xavier Luke, who throws it himself, and he holds on. A touchdown pass, a 2-point conversion pass from Xavier Luke to Benjamin Wilcox. Wow.
What trickeration there by the Novans. A handoff to Dante Melton, quickly to Xavier Luke, and I'm wondering, was that going to be a, did he step over the line or anything like? The referee said no.
No.
There's no protest coming from the Cumberland sideline.
And I think the biggest thing was, did Wilcox hold on to the ball? He juggled it. He must have kept his arms underneath it. And wow, 21-14. We are just 19 seconds into the second half. We got ourselves a ball game here. Good way to start the second half.
Absolutely.
We got some excitement, and now Wilcox will go for the. Will be kicking off for Woonsocket. We'll see who's back deep. It has been Andrew Nocera has been back deep. Him and Tay Merbot have been the leading kick returners this year, and Ryan Gallant has also returned a number of kicks for positive yards for Cumberland as well. Benjamin Wilcox kicking off, checks to see if his team's ready, attacks the ball and kicks. Kind of a short kick, fielded at the 21-yard line and to the 30 and down at the 32-yard line, and that was Ty Troiano, the freshman. So the freshman, I'll tell you, a couple of freshmen we have called today on special teams getting their first taste of the Thanksgiving rivalry. Cumberland will now take over 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Well, Kevin, I like a little, turbo shot of my coffee. That was certainly a turbo shot to start this second half with not the great touchdown on the kickoff return and the 2-point try, and definitely reinvigorate this good-sized crowd here that we have here today.
Yeah, good-sized crowd. Both teams very well represented. The stands, I guess, are condemned across from us. That's why no one's sitting in them. Spencer hands it off to Andrew Ray. Andrew Ray trying to get something going, get some positive yards out across the 35 to maybe the 36-yard line, setting up 2nd and 7. Actually, they're going to spot that right on the 35.
Dante Rogers.
2nd down coming up. Now we'll see how Cumberland answers Woonsocket, because Woonsocket's got all the emotion, and you got to figure the Woonsocket defense is fired up to make something happen themselves.
Oh, absolutely, there has to be, and it looks like if you're Cumberland, though, how much do you, I know it's a long way to go here, but how much do you just maybe want to keep the ball on the ground right now and bleed as much time as you can? But
there's a late flag. I don't know if that was a legal procedure. False start. Yep, false starts against Cumberland will be a 5-yard penalty. Well, that's a good point. If Cumberland can control the ball on the ground and eat away the clock, that takes away some of the momentum that Woonsocket just gained. Of course, taking a penalty will give it right back to them. So 2nd down from the 30-yard line. They need to get to the 42, so we'll go 2nd and 12. 2nd, maybe 12 and a half, 13.
ball
Shotgun.
on the 30.
On the 30, yes. Shotgun, looks like Spencer's going to call his own number. Gets 5 yards, 7, 8 yards. Nice run out to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Nothing fancy there.
No, just running off right tackle that time, and able to move the ball back across the 35, and looks like we'll call it down at the 37-yard line.
35.
It's past the 35 if you heard the PA announcer. I don't want to say it too loud. He's standing to our right. But the ball's at the 37-yard line. They need to get to the 42, so we'll go 3rd and 5. I've been amazed all year, Brendan, doing the games, how patient either running backs or quarterbacks have been waiting for the play to develop in front of them. They don't get the yips, and they don't get the...
No, the timing is, it's almost like 1,000, 2,000. You probably have it, pretty much trained in your head as we see conserve go in motion here.
It's very Canadian football, like there were 2 men in motion. And there is a pass complete to the 40. Oh, my! And that knocked his mouth, and that's going to be a hit to the head. Hit to the helmet. That ball was completed to Andrew Ray, and they're going to call a hit to the head as the mouth guard came out of Andrew Ray as he was hitting the head. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Woonsocket.
Big tackle by Moose.
Yeah, but I think that's coming back. Oh, not coming back, but I think Cumberland's going to be the beneficiary of this. Unless they pick it up. I thought I saw a hit. Yep, personal foul. A hit to the head on Woonsocket. That's to be 15 yards. And Andrew Ray got up and was very demonstrative, trying to rally his team and probably to show Coach Lima that he's fine as well.
Yes, exactly. But it looked like it was going to be good for a first down regardless, Kevin.
Right, but the extra 15 yards, again, just starts to wrestle some of the momentum that Woonsocket had with the kickoff return to start the half. It's going to be 1st and 10 now for Cumberland from the 43-yard line. You just don't want, in a game like this that's close, you don't want to give the team leading 15 additional yards that they did not earn.
Tensions are, once again rising high here. No surprise here between these two longtime Thanksgiving rivals.
Shotgun formation for Spencer. He's got twins to the left, making sure everyone's set before he calls for the ball. He's got time to throw. He's looking left. He's looking deep. He has a single receiver in coverage, and that ball is caught. Caught by number 9.
No, it looks like Mirbot once again, number 5.
Mirbot. Hey, Mirbot with the catch. And they ruled him down at the...
Flag on the play, holding on the offense.
Holding on the offense, taking a 30-yard pass play all the way back. That was a 42, from their own 42 down to the 12 for Mirbot, and ruled a catch, but a holding penalty will put Cumberland back in their own territory. Wow.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage once again. Mirbot able to go up and get it, but all for naught here as the Clippers were guilty of a hold.
So now it will be 1st and 20 for the Clippers from the 47-yard, their own 47-yard line, with 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Clippers lead 21-14.
Third penalty of the quarter here.
Wow. Okay, so instead of being 1st and 10 at the 12, Spencer hands off to Andrew Ray. Andrew Ray trying to get positive yards, maybe gets 1 to the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 19 coming up, and Ray, slow to get up, is now up. I think there was just people on him, and he just couldn't get up, including his own player. Still impressed with that Xavier Luke 2-point conversion pass.
Oh, that was you know, I hope to see some highlights on TV tonight from that.
2nd and 19 for the Clippers of Cumberland, coming up from their own 48-yard line, looking to get back into Woonsocket territory for the first time this half. Cumberland leads 21-14. Spencer back to pass, and a heavy rush, and he dumps it off, and that ball is caught and down at the 45, so that's going to go for a 3-yard loss. I think that might have been Andrew Ray on the reception coming out of the backfield. In hindsight,
You're just better off dropping the ball there, Kevin, because we mentioned 3-yard loss here, creating a third and I guess Mendon Road, we'll call it right now. And you know, they look like they have to get the ball down to the Woonsocket 34-yard line.
They got a ways to go. They got trips to the right. They have Andrew Nacero, Ryan Burke, and Ryan Gallant to the right.
Interesting formation.
Single receiver to the left. He's got time to throw, and he's going left. He's looking for single coverage. This ball could be picked, and it is. It's picked off by Vincenzo Caseri. Caseri, he catches it at his own 15. He brings it back to the 30-yard line. Wow, another momentum change possibly with 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go. We got a turnover on the Evan Spencer interception. You'll listen to Rhode Island High School football on WOON AM 1240, 99.5 FM, WoonsocketRadio.com.
Quality, compassion, community is Landmark Medical Center. But why choose Landmark? Here's why. You get the care you need without traveling far from home. Also, you'll receive heart care, wound healing, and preventative care and services. Plus, you get emergency care 24 hours a day, every day at Landmark Medical Center. Your community hospital is Landmark Medical Center, 115 Cass Avenue, Woonsocket. Visit landmarkmedical.org for more information.
Melton shotgun dumps it to Caseri. There is a flag down. Caseri gets positive yards out to the 50, and another flag. There was an early flag and a late flag.
Number 2, Vincenzo Caseri.
You know, if you're Woonsocket, you're hoping this is going to be offsetting penalties here because it looked like Braylon Roquez guilty of some kind of illegal block.
Okay.
But we'll see what the second flag is here. If you're Woonsocket, you're hoping it's against Cumberland because
Yes.
it'll offset.
If not, it'll be a legal block. There's a hold. That's probably what you saw. Did both referees call the same penalty? Because that second flag came in very late, like from where a hold should have been called. But it's going to be a 10-yard penalty against Woonsocket, Brendan. So it looks like both refs called the same penalty.
Which is very weird, just where they're positioned.
More the positioning of it. You basically had the back judge beyond the 50-yard line that threw the late flag, and it looks like he called the same penalty that you saw.
So anyway, that screenplay that looked productive there to Mr. Interception for Caseri taken off the board.
So now 1st and 20 from the 20. They need to get to the 40-yard line. 5:25 to go in the third quarter when Woonsocket leads. Oh, 6 minutes. Just over 6 minutes. Melton back in shotgun formation. Dumps it off to Peguero this time. Peguero's got some running room, and he's out across the 30, so they're back to the original line of scrimmage plus a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9, and a smart play there to get back the yardage they lost on the penalty.
We haven't seen Woonsocket's screen game work particularly well when they were in their losing streak and in their playoff game. However, a few times today they've been able to kind of get their running backs, in particular Peguero and Caseri, with the ball in their hands and get some momentum. And we haven't seen too many downfield risks taken by Dante Melton. That was another thing that kind of played them during their losing streak.
And you wonder if the screen game could be more effective as Cumberland is very wary of Jamari Barr, Andre Bell, Braylon Roquez, all getting deep, all athletic people that can, with tremendous speed and jumping ability. So the screen game could become a weapon for Woonsocket as this game goes on. Directs to Melton as he goes left on his own keeper. Gets to the outside cross the 40-yard line, and that's going to be a first down run. As he gets out of bounds after the 40, he needed to get to the 40 for a first down, and they're going to place that ball at the 43, 44-yard line.
Good for another Woonsocket.
Nice call there. Melton calling his own number, getting to the outside, showing his athleticism, getting the first down. Everyone's exonerated now from that holding penalty.
It never happened.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Still about 7 yards shy of where Caseri got tackled before the holding, but so it'll be 1st and 10. 5:59 to go in the third quarter. Woonsocket trailing 21-14 in the 58th annual Classic here on Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you for listening and watching here on Woonsocketradio.com. Shotgun formation. And there is a Wilcox in motion. They fake the Wilcox. Melton trying to but keeps bouncing to the right, trying to turn a corner. Cumberland just not letting him turn a corner at all and rides him out of bounds. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Hey, we have an injured player down. While we tend to the injured player, we're going to take a quick break. You'll listen to Rhode Island Thanksgiving football on WOON, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, Woonsocketradio.com.
Remember when buying new insurance was easy? Not like today with all the high pressure and fast talking. Remember when you went into an insurance agency and they treated you with respect? At Hunter Insurance, you'll find the courtesy and politeness of those early days, but you'll also find the insurance coverage designed to protect you from the risks of today. Protect your life with a plan designed to fit your needs and budget from Hunter Insurance, the best insurance value in northern Rhode Island, 389 Old River Road in Manville. Call 769-9500.
And we're back here at Barry Field. We still have a Woonsocket player injured. Brendan, I don't know if I didn't see what happened to him. The trainer is looking at him. One, do you know who the player is?
I can't tell right now, but obviously those plays in the line of scrimmage, a lot of bodies are flying there. You always wonder, more than anything, Kevin, I wonder if you're more concerned about your knees and your legs because, tripping over someone.
Right. You're getting late in the year, your muscles are sore, you spin the wrong way. We were at 21-6 at the half, and then Jonathan Peguero to open up the third quarter after a penalty, goes 60 yards, and the 2-point conversion was good. The player is now standing. We're going to try and get a number for you, and kind of like hunched over, like maybe the wind knocked out of him or something. Obviously, we're not doctors. not going to speculate on that, but walking off, and is that number, just try to get a number for you, 66?
65, it looks like. Colin Nickerson.
Colin Nickerson, a senior, listed as a offensive lineman, defensive lineman, so he's got
a transfer coming in this year, so it was his first year with the program.
Oh, do you know where he came from?
I think he came from Blackstone.
Millville?
Millville.
Oh, okay. Or Blackstone Valley Pro. Oh.
No, not Blackstone Valley Pro.
Okay, so Blackstone Millville Regional. So he's walking slowly. Good to see him walking off. Hopefully everything is okay for number 65 senior Colin Nickerson. And again, so much happens at the bottom of a pile on run plays. It's it can be scary at times. 5:52 to go here in the third quarter. Everybody will get set to resume here. Second down, and Cumberland jumps, and they'll be offside on Cumberland. Number 91, Michael Chandler, the junior, eager to get to Dante Melton, but just a little bit too eager there, Brendan. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, bringing it out to the 47-yard line.
Fifth penalty this quarter for we've seen.
Yes, it's going to be 2nd and 6. They need to get to the 47 of Cumberland, and they fake it to the right. They go left. They got number 4, and that's intercepted. That was intended for Breland Roquez, who's still fighting for the ball, but up comes Andrew Nocera, and have you seen the official announcement? Is it officially intercepted? Nocera came up with the ball.
No, now it's a ruled interception.
Intercepted Cumberland. Wow. Big turnover. Cumberland will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 30. We're going to take a quick commercial with 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Cumberland leads 21-14 on WOON Radio, OneSocketRadio.com.
What does it mean that our customers are our owners? It means that we don't have shareholders like a bank. We have owners, like you. And though we don't have traditional shareholders, we do share. We share values, expectations, and yes, profits, in the form of better rates, lower fees, and dividends. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
We struck gold here, Brendan. The ball's right on the 30, and it's on the near hash, so we can see. Evan Spencer calls his own number, gets 5 yards out to the 35-yard line. We've seen that a bunch from Evan Spencer, just going behind right tackle. Nothing fancy, but good positive yards for the Cumberland quarterback.
Yeah, just going back to what you said, Kevin, that's called a broadcaster's Christmas. When you don't have hash marks and they start the drive exactly on the 30 or the 20.
And right on, and even the closer hash on the near side. Woonsocket's on the near side, Cumberland in their royal blue on the far side. Woonsocket in their maroon on the near side. Spencer on 2nd and 5, hands it off to Ray, and Ray does not get anywhere, maybe 6 inches to a yard, but it's going to be 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 4.
Tackle down number 75, Trenton Brin.
And Woonsocket read that play very well. Number 75 for Woonsocket, Trenton Brin, just a junior, in on that tackle as well. So again, all the Cumberland players looking to the sidelines. They got trips to the left. They have
Conserve, who had the touchdown right before the half. He's a part of the trips package to the far side of your screen.
Tay Mirbot to the near side in single coverage. We've seen this before, and they go to target Mirbot. This time they do not. And there's a pass to Ray. Catches it at the 39, out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. That's going to be good for a Cumberland first down with 4 minutes 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Cumberland leads 21-14 as they wind the clock. 1st and 10 from the 43. Good possession so far by Cumberland as they started at their own 30. Got their first down out to the 43, looking to do a little ball control. Went with the hard count. Woonsocket almost bit. Cumberland did not snap. Everyone's still onside. Spencer shotgun formation. Looked like he was going to opt to pitch it to Ray. Decides not to. Cuts back inside and tackled for a loss. Or is that a sack?
I guess it's very interesting you bring that up, Kevin. I always have this debate. When the quarterback tucks, I always say he's in run formation.
Yeah, I agree, and he definitely went to tuck and run that. So that is a loss of one. So
I guess no gain because it looks like the it's right at the stick.
Okay, so 2nd and 10 coming up now, and all that play did was just waste about 30 seconds. Nothing really happened there. 91, Michael Chandler in motion.
As we dip below 30 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
They hand up to Ray. Ray's got some running room. and he's out across the 50. Not enough for a first down, but he's in Woonsocket territory. And if he could jump higher, we could see that second penalty call of hurdling that we saw earlier this year when the guy jumped really high over the defense. But Andrew Ray did not get up high enough to get called for hurdling. The first and only time I've seen that penalty all year. So it will be third and, you want to go with manageable?
Third manageable, I guess we'll call it. Third and they got to get to, it looks like the 46. The ball's on the 49-yard line of Woonsocket.
Shotgun formation, Woonsocket showing blitz. Spencer takes it himself out over the 50, 48 to the 47. I don't think it's going to be enough for a first. It'll be interesting on the spot. Looks like they're going to get close to the 46, just over the 46, approaching the 47. That's going to be close. That's a good spot.
Joey Greenlease, the freshman, we called his number in the first quarter. He was on the pursuit of Spencer.
No measurement. I didn't know if Cumberland might call for a measurement here just to see exactly how far they need, as they're on our near side. The chains are on the far side in front of their bench. Fourth and 1, maybe even less than a 1. We'll see if Cumberland goes with a hard count to try and draw Woonsocket offside, then maybe use a timeout. No, they just go to Spencer. He's got enough for a first. He's out, and wow, that line just keeps pushing and pushing. That was a 5-yard gain on 4th and 1. Interesting play call there, and tremendous positive yards on that 4th and 1. As we tick down to 1:23 to go in the third quarter, the Cumberland Clippers lead the Woonsocket Villanovans 21-14 on this Thanksgiving 58th annual Thanksgiving game. We won't mention the COVID year because everybody canceled that year.
Everybody canceled that year.
So it's continuous. They would have played if they had the chance. Spencer under center this time, and he hands it off to Ray. Ray goes left, cuts back right, looking for a hole, has a little bit of running room out to the 35, 36-yard line. Short, modest gain there of about 4 yards as we tick under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Nothing but running plays since that first little short pass to open this drive for Cumberland as they look to bleed as much time as they clock here. They took over at 5:38 to go in the third quarter, and they'll definitely be possessing the ball. Looks to be the final snap of the quarter for over close to 6 minutes.
And Josh Lima saw both teams trade interceptions, so you wonder, to your point, okay, let's control the ball, see what we can do on the ground with the lead and control the clock. Spencer shotgun formation, hands it off to Ray again. Ray runs into a wall, bounces off the wall and keeps going. He keeps those legs going. He's out past the 25, down to the 23, and what should be the last play of the quarter, it's going to be 1st and 10. As they call for the first down, they now wind the clock, and we'll see if indeed that is the last play of the quarter as we tick down to 5 seconds to go. We'll see if they get off one more snap or if the quarter will run out. They do snap one right before the quarter ends, and maybe they should not have, as it goes for about a 5-yard loss. That ends the third quarter. When we come back, it'll be second down and a little bit longer for Cumberland. Cumberland leads 21, Woonsocket 14. When we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action for you on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and you're watching on WoonsocketRadio.com.
Transforming a house into a home, your home. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center is your full-service design and build company. Now, what does that mean? From concept to design to a complete transformation of your living space. You'll be working with your designer through the entire process. Kevin at Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center invites you to stop on in to their showroom located in the McDonald's Plaza, Mendon Road, Cumberland, or check them out online at cumberlandkitchen.com. There's nothing worse than a cracked windshield, because you know it needs to be repaired or replaced. What you need to do is call the local guys at Absolute Auto Glass in North Smithfield. They do superior auto glass repairs at very affordable rates. Absolute Auto Glass offers same-day service and a lifetime warranty. You can go to them or they'll come to you. Call Absolute Auto Glass at 401-766-2600, 766-2600. Absolute Auto Glass is licensed and insured in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Absolute Auto Glass, 473 St. Paul Street, North Smithfield.
Welcome back to Barry Field. When we return, we'll be starting the fourth quarter, so there's 12 minutes to go in the game. The wind is picked up for the first time today, blowing out of the south end zone, going right to left, and that's the direction that Cumberland is going in now for the start the fourth quarter. So if they need extra points, they may be apt to try a field goal with the wind at their back. We start the second quarter, second and long for the Clippers. Spencer, shotgun formation, has time to pass. Goes to his right. He's got a receiver. He's got Andrew Ray. He's up to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Turns the corner. 5. Knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. They continue to run the clock, so not out of bounds, but down. First and goal. Impressive run. Andrew Ray wide open on that play, Brendan.
Oh, absolutely. And but also a nice stiff arm there, too, by Ray as he was able to shake off a Woonsocket defender.
They spot the ball at the 4-yard line. First and goal for the Clippers. We're just beginning the fourth quarter. Cumberland leading 21-14. Looking to strike again. Shotgun formation for Spencer. Hands off to Ray. Ray goes right at the middle. There is a flag. Ray does not get in. We'll see what the flag is. And it's a holding against Cumberland. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, making it first and goal from the 14. And how often have we seen this year, Brendan, penalties taking teams from first and goal to first and long? No chance at a first down. Big crowd on hand. Everyone a little bit quiet right now. Cumberland fans anticipating a touchdown. Woonsocket fans nervous of a touchdown. As the time now, if Cumberland scores, the clock becomes your enemy.
So that was a penalty on Cumberland.
Yes, a 10-yard penalty against Cumberland. So it'll be first and goal from the 14. And we've seen that a lot this year, Brendan. Those goal line penalties. Shotgun formation. He hands it off to Ray. Bounces right, bounces left, keeps his legs going to the 5, back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe an extra yard. It's going to be second and goal from the 3.
Bounced off a couple defenders that time, and I think when he fell, he thought he was in the end zone. It looked like he had his arms held in the air, but just a little bit short there.
A little bit shy. Might not be the worst situation should Cumberland score. They're able to bleed some clock as it's 10:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Cumberland leading 21-14. Second and goal from the 3. Spencer hands off to Ray. Ray looking for a hole, bouncing, cuts left, and he's in for a touchdown! Cumberland 27-14.
Okay, a 4-yard touchdown that time, Kevin Callahan.
Yes, sir. Either 3 or 4, depending on the spot. It was on the far hash on the far side. So, touchdown run for Andrew Ray, and that is a touchdown number 13 for Ray on the ground this year.
You mentioned that he was closing in on 1,000 rushing yards coming into this game, and definitely has to believe he's close right now.
Yeah, he needed 75. Was not going to be the focus of Coach Lima, but if it happened, it was going to be nice. And the extra point attempt by Brian Gonzalez, number 26, is up, and it is good. So, with 10 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, we'll see how Woonsocket answers when you come back. You're listening to WOON, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, WoonsocketRadio.com.
Car accidents are the worst, but they do happen. And if it happens to you, then you need to get that vehicle to Cody's Auto Body of North Smithfield. Since 1969, Mike and the staff of Cody's Auto Body has been your collision repair specialist. And after the repair is done, Cody's will finish the job with expert auto painting to match the rest of your car. So if the worst happens, bring your car to Cody's Auto Body across the street from the North Smithfield Fire Station on St. Paul Street, North Smithfield.
Welcome back, just in time to see Brian Gonzalez. Can't say his name enough now because for the first half we didn't have a name for him.
No, but he's one of the unsung heroes of today here.
Yeah, he's made all his extra points, inserted late to the roster and to the kicking game here for Cumberland. And there's a pretty deep kick, and then go to the 25, and that's Braylon Roquez at the 25, 26-yard line, looking to return it out across the 30 where he's run out of bounds, probably around the 32, 34-yard line. Kind of a modest return. Could not do what Peguero did with the 60-yard return, but I guess that's unrealistic to expect a kickoff return every time for a touchdown.
It'd be nice, but I'm sure Woonsocket needed that jolt of energy. But right now, They down by 2 scores here, and time is of the essence. 10:22 left to go in this one.
They spot the ball at the 33-yard line, so Woonsocket will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Trailing now 28-14 with 10:22 to go in the game. Dante Melton shotgun formation. Pagaro to his left. He's got trips to the right, and they hand it off to Pagaro. Pagaro trying to make some magic happen there, but is engulfed by a bevy of Cumberland tacklers, about 5 of them. I never know how they give the tackling stat when you got 5 guys in on a tackle.
That's people above our pay rate make those decisions there, Kevin. But it's I guess it's whoever's the closest to the ball per se.
So actually, that looks like that was a loss of 1, Brendan. I think they started at the 33 or 32, and they spot the ball at the 31. So it's going to be 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12. They need to get to the 42-yard line. So we'll go 2nd and 11, 9:45 to go in the game. I think Woonsockett's going to have to break open the playbook a little bit and get try maybe take some chances downfield. And we'll go with a legal procedure. Yep, that's a false start, a legal procedure. Which one do you prefer? Joe, my brother, is insistent that he likes false start.
I like false start.
You like false start?
I'm going to go with Joe on this one.
I'll defer now that we're in the 4th quarter of our last game. I'll go with false start from here on in. How's that?
I guess maybe we could talk about broadcast New Year's resolutions. We'll call it false start next year.
Okay. I'd like to thank WOON Radio for allowing us to do 15 games.
Which is impressive.
Year.
That's an impressive number there, Kevin.
So it's
you were 15. You were 15 for 15. I think I ended up being 13 for 15.
12. Because I did 2 with Lou and then 1 with Joe.
Yes. So 12.
On sometimes a changing schedule due to referee shortages and things like that. And playoff losses force us to alter our schedule a bit. Shotgun formation for Melton. He's got time to throw. Now he's being pressured, and he throws it for Pagaro. He knocks his helmet off. Does number 22 for Cumberland, Sean Mirbot, the senior, and we'll see if Melton's okay. He did have Jonathan Pagaro in the area, so not intentional grounding, but more importantly, Dante Melton's helmet got knocked off. Does that mean he has to come out on the next play if his helmet comes off?
Yes, his helmet comes off. He's got to come out for 1 play.
Okay, I know that's the rule with the injury. If anybody goes on the field, but the helmet coming off. Okay, so he will be replaced. What if they use a timeout?
That's another interesting call.
Because when Woonsocket takes a timeout, Brendan, you and I will talk about this off air. With 8:49 to go in the 4th quarter, Cumberland leads 28-14. You'll listen to WOON Radio and high school football.
As you prepare for Christmas this year, make things easier on yourself and pre-order your desserts at Phantom Farms in Cumberland. Stop in and fill out the Christmas holiday order form for freshly baked pies, cookies, cakes, and more, plus gluten-free options. And keep this in mind, the completed form needs to be turned in to Phantom Farms by Monday, December 19th for pickup before Christmas. Don't delay. Come to Phantom Farms, 2920 Diamond Hill Road, Cumberland, today.
So as we come back to Barry Field, we've consulted the experts and we've come up with our answer. We'll see. Okay, so Woonsocket uses a timeout just to see if Dante Melton can come back onto the field, and we got our answer. We got to write this down for next year. Dante Melton is back on the field, so he lost his helmet.
But you burned a timeout.
But he burned a timeout. So
the trade-off, I guess.
That's the trade-off. So he burned a timeout, but they're allowed to bring Melton back on the field. Melton this time rolling to his right. Heavy rush again. That ball is complete to Benjamin Wilcox. I believe that's his 2nd reception of the day.
Number 3.
And that ball's out to the 35. It looks like they need to get...
Melton is down right now. He took a shot by Patrick Conserve.
We'll stay right here for a minute. Did you see the hit?
Yes, I did. It was Conserve who came in there and knocked him to the ground.
Clean hit, in your opinion?
Clean hit. And
because there's no flags on the field, but that doesn't mean anything.
The ball's at the 35-yard line. They got to get to. I don't know if this is maybe it's getting close to 4-down territory given the scope of the game right now.
And they're approaching midfield, so you know what? They're still tending to Dante Melton. So why don't we take a quick break here as they tend to Dante Melton on the field? You know, their star quarterback. Okay, you are listening to WOON 1240 AM, WoonSocketRadio.com.
Credit Union 101. A credit union is not a big bank. The difference is a big bank is owned by shareholders. A credit union is owned by its members. A credit union can offer everything a big bank does, like providing cutting-edge digital tech. And a credit union does one thing better than any big bank. It cares for its members. In fact, caring is in our DNA. Navigant Credit Union. All the big bank tech without the big bank. Member NCUA.
Who's in for him?
When you want delicious...
Welcome back to Barry Field as they are helping. He's walking off on his own, but they're Dante Melton is walking, so he's obviously out this play. We'll get a number on who the quarterback is now for Woonsocket. It
looks like number 8.
It's fourth down, and it looks like Benjamin Wilcox. Once again, our prediction is wrong. They are punting, so they are not, unless they fake it, but they are in punting formation here on fourth down from the 36. They are faking. Benjamin Wilcox is going deep. He's got a receiver, and Peguero. Oh, he had Peguero just over the 50 and just missed him. So there's a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs.
So Cumberland will now take over at the 36-yard line, and just not the best thrown ball. You know,
it looked like it was almost like a shortstop, trying to get over to first base on the bounce there, and he had Peguero wide open there, Kevin.
And that's tough. Wilcox just a sophomore, playing in front of the biggest crowd probably of his career, and you're probably not asked to throw the ball too often. Had Peguero right at midfield, and just could not connect on that. So Cumberland takes over 1st and 10 from the Woonsocket 36-yard line, looking to increase their 28-14 lead. Evan Spencer, shotgun formation, hands off to Andrew Ray, and Andrew Ray is met by 2 tacklers, number 19, Jeremy Jones, and number 3, Benjamin Wilcox, in on that tackle. I knew who to give those tackles to. Each one gets a half, but wow, he got sandwiched on that play, and that goes for a loss back to the 41-yard line. That's a 5-yard loss.
Might take a few of those 1,000-yard pursuit away there.
I got to tell the story last night on the game. Do you know the story of the first Atlanta Falcon 1,000-yard rusher?
No, I do not.
He rushed, and he went to 1,001 yards. They stopped the game. I'll finish the story after the snap. Evan Spencer, shotgun formation. Nacero in motion. Fakes, and here comes a big, heavy rush. And there's a catch by number 91.
Yeah, that's Conserve again.
Conserve again, and he's out to the 25, down to the 20 inside. That's going to be a first down. There is a flag back at midfield. And it's a personal foul, roughing the passer against Woonsocket. So they'll add on to that big gain. And just to quickly finish the story, they stopped the game for the Atlanta Falcon running back. They presented him with a car. On the next play, he lost 3 yards, went to 998 yards. They punted, and whoever they punted to held on to the ball the rest of the game. He finished the year with 998 yards. So not a 1,000-yard rusher.
Do you have to get the car back?
I think he got to keep the car. So will that be half the distance to the goal or 15 yards?
So it looked like the ball got down to the 20,
yes.
I think, roughly, and then half the distance.
Would bring it to the 10, because that's a 15-yard penalty,
so it looks like
right?
it's at the 9. So.
And I think he was out at the 19. So
we'll say where was Conserve knocked out roughly?
Yeah,
about the 19.
About the 19-18. So I'm going to go half the distance, because that's a 15-yard penalty.
But it's half the distance right here.
Right. And Spencer on a roll away goes to the right, and he is in. He's walking in for the touchdown. Evan Spencer with his second rushing touchdown of the day. And it doesn't matter where they spot the ball. That's just a 9-yard touchdown run for the Clippers as they increase the lead from 28-14 to 34-14. And we'll see if the extra point is good or not. So with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 58th annual Thanksgiving game, Cumberland increases their lead to 34-14. And there's some people looking to get started on their Thanksgiving meal just a little bit earlier. Brian Gonzalez on for his 4th extra point try of the day. That kick is up, and it is good. Increasing the lead to 35-14. Woonsocket's in a hole, so with 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in the 4th quarter, you're listening to Rhode Island High School Football, 99.5 FM, 1240 AM, WoonsocketRadio.com.
When you want delicious barbecue, and I mean real traditional Southern-style barbecue, there's only one place to go. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue in Cumberland. From beef brisket, pulled pork, and pulled chicken to specialty sandwiches and salads, plus a litany of sides, Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue has what you're craving when you crave barbecue. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue on Menden Road in the Sierra Plaza, Cumberland. Visit GottaQ.net. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue is barbecue with attitude. Gotta Q Smokehouse Barbecue is open Thursday through Monday, 11 to 8.
Welcome back, Barry Field. Here as Cumberland just increased their lead to 35-14, 5:51 to go in the 4th quarter. And there is a flag or a whistle, false start. Any idea, Brendan?
No, I'm trying to see. There's no flag on the field, but interesting explanation.
Did you hear it?
I tried to hear as best I could,
Yeah.
but it was
Not enough men on the field, too many men on the field, substitution.
well, that's very I don't know, maybe somebody didn't have a mouthpiece in. That's the only other reason I can think
They
of.
just took off Brian Gonzalez, the kicker, so we have yet another kicker that just replaced Brian Gonzalez.
Might not have had a mouthpiece in. That's the only
okay.
only explanation I can
How do you
think
see
of.
that far away? So that was number 7 kicking, I believe, on that. And that ball is caught by Roquez, who's out to the 43-yard line, playing hard to the end. That was actually number 17 for Cumberland, Dylan Pichel, the junior, who kicked that kickoff. So, yeah, I've never seen that before. How could the referee from the far side see that the kicker didn't have a mouthpiece in? But maybe he smiled for the camera to his mom or something, and they noticed.
Well, we should also note that Dante Melton, the quarterback, is still sitting on the bench here as the Novans begin this drive.
Well, it's in Melton, just a junior himself has. I'm sure they don't want to risk any injury now with the score 35-14. I'm sure they'll be very careful. Should they put him back in, he'll probably have to pass several protocol tests that they have on their staff. Not concussion protocol, just their own testing, because you don't want to risk any further
No, he's
injury.
got a bright future ahead of him, and he still has a senior year ahead of him, and I'm sure he'll be participating in the Breakthrough Academy that's become very popular with Rhode Island high school football players during the offseason.
So is that Caseri that's in at quarterback?
Looks like it's Caseri, number 2.
Number 2. Just want to make sure of that. That's what it looks like. And he puts Wilcox in motion, fakes to Wilcox, takes it himself out across the 45 where he is met by number 11, Alex Henderson. And there's a late flag there. Is that against Henderson and Cumberland for a late hit? I was looking up the number to get the name. Personal foul on the defense. That'll be 15 yards. Kind of give him an extra shot after he brought him down.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of chippiness going on here in the second half here, Kevin, with we mentioned like 6 penalties called in the 3rd quarter alone, and we're up to 3 in this quarter.
And I'm sure, Josh Lima cannot be happy with that. They're enjoying a 35-14 lead, and they just want to finish strong and get done. They don't want to give Woonsocket any chance, because Woonsocket scores, they're going to go for an onside kick. They got Caseri and at quarterback right now for Dante Melton, and Caseri can do a little bit of everything. He runs well, he catches the ball well. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the Cumberland 40-yard line. So we are at 5:39 to go in the 4th quarter. Caseri under center, hands off to Peguero. Peguero has a hole, and he bounces through, and a nice tackle by Cumberland to hold on to him. Number 6, Miguel Garcia, another senior, holds on to him and waits for his teammates to come along to finish off the tackle. So a small gain for Woonsocket for Peguero. It'll be 2nd down from the 36, and there is an eerie silence.
Very quiet. That last last touchdown by Spencer forced a lot of people to get out of here. You have to think it's a little after noontime right now, Kevin. I think the turkey got to get in the oven there if you want to.
Got to get basting.
Yes. Basting and chopping up the celery and again making sure those mashed potatoes are whipped to perfection.
5:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Kaseri, the quarterback replacing Melton, calls his own number, gets some positive yards there. Not enough for a first, but it's going to be 3rd and short. And we're hearing the fans call for a penalty, but none of the referees are calling for a penalty. So it'll be 3rd and short coming up for the Villanovans. It looks like they need to get just about to the 30-yard line.
3rd and 2.
And it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Villanovans. They're not rushing, though the clock is stopped right now. Any idea why the clock is stopped?
No idea right now.
Okay, there's no injury, there's no timeout, and there's no flag. Okay, we are left to speculate. I thought for sure, Brendan, by game 15 I would know everything.
It just thinks once you know some things there, Kevin Callahan, there's a few other wrinkles that you got to be mindful of.
I don't appreciate my brother gloating either about the whole false start thing versus the legal procedure, but I'll talk to him about that later.
Yeah, well, you sit down and break bread with him.
Kaseri looking to throw, and that ball is almost intercepted by number 15 Andrew Brennan, then almost caught by Brilliant Roquez. Ultimately falls harmlessly out of bounds, but one of your more exciting incomplete passes.
Yeah, very interesting to see. I was wondering what they were going to do with Woonsocket in terms of, having the ability to maybe throw the ball. But as we see, the quarterback, Dante Melton, still sitting on the bench, with his head down. But
are you surprised at all that Woonsocket did not take more chances earlier in the game, to Jamari?
I am. Jamari and Andre Bell, I thought that at least Woonsocket coming in had the size advantage on the perimeter to make something happen, but some reason that never really materialized.
And it looks like it ran the same play. I thought Xavier Luke was going to get the direct snap, but Kaseri is wrapped up back at the 35-yard line, and that is a turnover on downs.
Conserve leading the charge that time fitting. He's had a whale of a game here, both offensively and defensively in his final high school contest.
The clock still says 5:20. Didn't it say that before when we questioned that the clock had stopped? So we're going to try and get an answer. We're going to, there's a turnover on downs. We're going to take one last commercial break here. You're listening to Rhode Island High School Football, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, OneSocketRadio.com with the score 35-14, Cumberland.
When you visit State Line Services website, you'll see a wealth of information about them and the 20 kinds of specialties they offer, including cooling system maintenance, emission testing, exhaust systems, and computerized engine analysis. Because today's vehicles are a complicated piece of equipment with a network of sensors that monitor your vehicle's performance. In other words, you need an expert. State Line Service and Tire Center, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket, at the State Line, 765-0146. New customers are welcome.
Welcome back to Barry Field. As we found out there was exactly 5 minutes on the clock. Evan Spencer went back through a bomb that fell incomplete. However, there was a flag on the play holding against Cumberland. So I'm assuming Woonsocket will take that penalty and it'll be 1st and 20, or do you decline it and make it 2nd and 10?
It's a good call. I think it looks like they're going to take the penalty here. And
it'll be 1st and 20. I always wonder on that. Like sometimes, it's still first down though. It's like sometimes you want to get them to 4 downs quicker, so you get the ball back. But Cumberland showing on that play right before the hold that they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal.
No, they are certainly not. They are, and it looks like Woonsocket they have.
They're sending 4 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right. So unless Spencer calls his own number, it's a passing play. Spencer calls his own number, and he's got a hole up the middle. He's got 5 yards. He's got 10. He's got 15. He's out across the 42-yard line. I want to say 18 of the 20 he needed for the first down. 2nd and 2. 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the game, and it's just so eerily quiet.
Very quiet. I feel like we can hear a pin drop here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a golf game.
It's like the final round of a major almost.
There's a lot of motion. And it's a false start against Cumberland. Not a legal procedure.
No, that was definitely a false start that time. So that brings up would have been a 2nd and 2. It boxed it up to make it a second and 7.
Spencer back to pass, and he throws short for number 6, Miguel Garcia, trying to get the senior involved in the. Oh, I'm sorry, was that Andrew Ray? That was Andrew Ray. I thought it was number 6. And you wonder if, a little bit of between Patrick Conserve and Tyrus Neely, a little bit of
pleasantries.
An exchange of recipes, basting tips, and
who's going to win tonight? The Vikings or the Patriots, and who's going to win this afternoon? The Giants or the Cowboys?
And you got the Bills and Lions ready to kick off.
Yeah, the Bills have been staying out in Detroit because they were snowed out last week, and the Bills will be in Foxborough a week from today.
So they're not playing at Old Orchard as they dig out from 6 feet of snow. So we are at 3rd and 7 for the Clippers. 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Trips to the left. Spencer rolls to the left. He's got time to throw. He has a receiver. Oh, he had Nacero, but he just overthrew Andrew Nacero.
Passing complete.
And setting up 4th down. So I'm sure we'll see a punt now from Cumberland to pin Woonsocket as deep back as possible. Cumberland leads 35-14 in this 58th annual Thanksgiving Day Classic. Cumberland has owned most of the games recently, losing in 2019, but if this score holds up, Cumberland will have taken 10 of the last 11 games in this rivalry, bitter rivalry. Tough word to say.
Yes. But Woonsocket, the lone win that they do have was here back in 2019 after they had won the D2 Super Bowl. And we talked about how the difficulty, I remember it was a rainy Sunday when they beat Mount Pleasant, and they had to come back, with 3 practices in essence to get ready for your rival.
And once again, I'm wrong. They are not punting. Offside Woonsocket, so they'll get back 5 of the 7 yards. It'll still be 4th down. I'd like to get one prediction right. I thought for sure they would punt.
We still got like 3 or 4 minutes to go here, Kevin. You still got time.
I predict they're going to go for it. How's that?
4th and 1.
4th and a long one, short 2 coming up for the Clippers from the 43-yard line. Did anything come up this past election on Woonsocket with a new field? I remember that was the talks
that's
a couple
been
years
talked
ago.
about it. I guess we'll have to wait and see when the former mayor gets back in office, when she gets inaugurated. I think that's in a couple weeks.
Spencer on a keeper, and I don't think he has enough for a 1st down. We'll see where the spot is and see if Cumberland turns it over on downs. Obviously, Woonsocket's hoping for a turnover on downs. If they do, they take over at the Cumberland 43. No official announcement just yet. Yep, and now there is. And Woonsocket takes over on downs, so we'll stay right here. But there's 3:55 to go in the game. Woonsocket takes it over at the Cumberland 43. And again, I'm still a little surprised that Cumberland didn't punt just to push them back. But again, maybe their thinking was get the 1st and then bleed the clock.
Try to bleed the clock. Maybe it's still a little too early to what I like to call a victory formation.
Right.
But
it would have forced Woonsocket to use their timeouts. But again, they're up by 3 scores. Woonsocket's going to have to act quick and then recover onside kicks. 3:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. Woonsocket trails 35-14. Casari still under center as Melton has not come back yet. Calls his own number and he is wrapped up. Is that Patrick Conserve?
That's Patrick Conserve.
On the tackle, he was dragged for about 3 or 4 yards, so it wasn't a positive game, but Conserve would not let go. And he went down with him. He's a big kid, Patrick Conserve.
We'll be seeing him play college football this time next year.
Any idea where?
Could be Central Connecticut. I know Bryant, and he holds an offer from URI as well.
Xavier Lucas, a D1 hopeful. Braylon Roquez has got some looks. Casari's got some looks, looking to play some D2 and D3 as well. Michael Cinquantini is an absolute leader, and I was told by Coach Ouellette will be playing college football somewhere for sure. For when he graduates, he's just a junior, so he'll be back here next year as well. Woonsocket returning a boatload of players next year, looking to do better as they started off strong, and as they are 4-5 on the year. Casari runs into his own player. and they're going deep. That's Roquez going up for, and it was going for Andre Bell, and Andre Bell tried to out-jump, and I wonder if he was interfered with. And we'll see what the flag is, but I'm going to go pass interference against Cumberland.
Yeah, that, if so, that's a very fortunate break for Woonsocket, because that ball was definitely hanging up in the air, and very fortunate that it was not picked off.
We just we talked about it briefly. Is surprised that I haven't gone to him, because that is the jump ball situation that Woonsocket does have an advantage on. A very athletic team, and it is against Cumberland. So it's going to be first and 10 from the Cumberland 25. That was pass interference. 2:48 to go in the game. Cumberland leads 35-14. And here comes Cassari after talking to acting coach Ed Ouellette. So as disappointing as this is for Woonsocket, they have to feel better about themselves and their program going forward after a tough couple of years surrounded by COVID coming out of the state championship of 2019. Cassari in shotgun formation. Jonathan Pagaro to his right. Hands off to Pagaro. Pagaro looking for a hole at the middle. Has a hole. Bounces right. Bounces left. And Pagaro's going to be in for a score as he's pushed down late. But that'll be a touchdown. Woonsocket Villanovans. 35-20. Just to make things a little bit interesting right now. TD run for Jonathan Pagaro.
Like 25 yards right there.
Yes. And that's his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. He had the kickoff return earlier, so a good game for Jonathan Pagaro for sure. 35-20. We'll see if they go for 2 or go for the extra point. Benjamin Wilcox is out there. He's been doing the kicking duties. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. We will see an onside kick, which is always exciting, especially on a grass field too. That ball could go anywhere. In a muddy field right now. The field's in real good condition for a Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, you get your dirt marks off the middle, but it looks pretty good. I've seen fields look a lot worse than this. And they are going for 2. Okay, so once again, not kicking the extra point. Going for 2, working on some things here. Cassari under center, shotgun formation, calling his own number, and passes at the last second, knocked down by Nocera. Right place, right time for Andrew Nocera. So the 2-point conversion fails. Woonsocket still remains down by 2 scores. Surprised they didn't try to kick just to make it easier? Or?
Yeah, you might as well try to get every point you can at this point. If you're, looks like we have an onside kick coming up, but is it too early? I guess 2:39 to go that you go in victory formation if you're Cumberland. Probably a little too early, I think.
We know Woonsocket used 1 timeout when Melton lost his helmet. They got 3.5. Is that the only timeout?
Yes, that's the only timeout that they used.
So they have 2 more. So I think you're going to see conservative play calls by Cumberland just to bleed the timeouts. Woonsocket's going to have to start using timeouts and see if they can get the ball back and try to strike quick. So we'll see who the hands team are for Cumberland. It's at number 20 right in front of us. Logan Fay, a sophomore. Number 15, Andrew Brennan, a junior. 20, didn't see that number. So tough to see all the numbers, but they got 5 up on the front line, 3 behind the front lines. So you got 5 players at about the 50. You have 3 more players at the 40 and 3 back deep at the 30 for what is an obvious onside kick. Benjamin Wilcox will be kicking this off, and we'll go from here. And there's the onside kick. It has to go 10 yards. It does, and there is a whistle. Did it touch a Woonsocket player before?
I think it did. I think that's going to be the infraction, which means I would give Cumberland the ball right there, or did Cumberland have the option for a re-kick?
If Cumberland has an option for a re-kick, I would, unless Woonsocket recovered, I would say no. But we'll see what the call is, and if they have to re-kick it. And it looks like they are setting up for a re-kick. Yeah, okay. So I don't think Cumberland had the choice, or Woonsocket recovered. It was on the far side, and illegal procedure or false start on the kickoff. So they will kick from the 35-yard line. There's still a flag on the field at the 40 that they have to pick up. Referee sees it, picks it up now. So they'll be kicking from the 35. Same formation, five on the front lines. Now there's four on the second line with one deep on the just in case. Surprised you don't see more pop-ups. If the kickers could do a pop.
Just kind of allow your hands team to kind of maybe get down there a little bit.
Kickoff to the right side did not go to 10 yards. Matter of fact, it rolled back and only went 4 yards. It rolled 8 yards. So the ruling, so that's a flag. I'm sure Cumberland could decline that kick.
That looked like one of my putts right there. Try to line it up, go right to left, and it didn't even make the break.
So does Cumberland have the right to take that kick where it went out of bounds or where it stopped, or does Woonsocket have to keep kicking? If you want Woonsocket, you'd rather take the kick.
Yes, you would.
For sure.
Back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties. We saw this once before, and I don't know if they're marking. It went out of bounds at the 38. They're marking it off, so I think it's going to be Cumberland ball. 1st and 10. They're marking off a lot of yards. It's all the way back to the 23-yard line. Cumberland's going to take over at the Woonsocket 23 with 2:39 to go in the fourth quarter. There's been some confusion on things happening here.
So I guess there's only one penalty that was accepted officially, so they're taking the ball here.
Okay, so Cumberland takes over 1st and 10 from the Woonsocket 23-yard line. Evan Spencer pitches it to Andrew Ray, gets out of the way of one tackler and the second tackler, and gets brought down at the 21-yard line. A 2-yard gain, but he worked for those 2 yards as we come down to 2:25 to go in the game. Cumberland leading 35-20. And we'll see here if Woonsocket not using their timeouts yet. They have 2 left. Cumberland, I do not think, has used a timeout yet this half.
No, they have not.
So the clock ticking down towards 2:04, 2:02. We'll see when that changes on the light bulb. Yep, 1:59. Got it right. Okay, got that one right. So we're under 2 minutes to go. 2nd down and 8 for the Clippers from the 23-yard line, 22-yard line. Evan Spencer remains in shotgun formation where he's been about 98% of the day today. Spencer just a sophomore, bright future ahead for him. Woonsocket may have jumped offside, not called, and there's a handoff to Ray. And again, this is kind of that ball control. See if Woonsocket uses a timeout.
So
they have not.
Looks 2 yards there.
But more importantly, the clock now ticks. We're down to 1:20 to go in the game. It's going to be 3rd and long. And unless Woonsocket uses a timeout, Cumberland may turn the ball over on downs. Woonsocket might get the ball back quickly, but not for very long. So 3rd and long coming up. Obviously, Cumberland in no hurry to snap this ball. So I guess it's start thinking about MVPs of the game. As it's
I have to
under
go
a
with
minute.
Patrick Conserve. I thought he was a force on both sides of the ball. If I had a vote.
And what about Evan Spencer
Evan
with his
Spencer,
72-yard touchdown run and another touchdown run? So 2 touchdown runs. Sophomore quarterback. I like Patrick Conserve. I agree. He's been immense today. And it's going to be 4th down coming up as Spencer takes it to the right. More importantly, stays inbounds. And that is going to do it. As both teams come off the field, we'll watch the clock just tick down officially. Just make sure nothing crazy happens. Both teams are lining up as there is now 15 seconds to go. Doesn't look like it's too many men on the field or anything like that. At this time, we want to thank Dave Tebow, Jonathan Williams on the cameras. We want to thank Dave Richards, who engineered and produced everything and allowed us. I'd like to thank my partners this year, Joe Callahan for 1 game, Lou Mandeville for 2, Brendan, you and I for 12 games. I want to thank everybody for listening to WOON. We do have a final here from Barry Field, Cumberland winning the 58th annual Thanksgiving Day Classic, 35-20 over the Woonsocket Villanovans. They will finish the year 7-5 on the season. And so when we come back, we'll wrap up the season. We'll wrap up the game. You are listening to Rhode Island High School football on WOON, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and you watched on OneSocketRadio.com.
When it comes to kitchen and bath remodel projects, no one wants to feel like they have to tame a lion. That's why the team at Countertops by Superior consistently deliver the highest quality and customer satisfaction you've come to know and expect. Countertops by Superior has a 5-step process to getting new kitchen or bath countertops in your home. First step is a free, all-inclusive in-home sales quote. Second step, you choose a stone for your countertop. Third step is they'll visit your home and formulate an exact template for your countertops. Fourth step, you come back to the showroom to digitally lay the template out on your chosen stone. The fifth step is installation day. Countertops by Superior invites you to their showroom, and you can see for yourself all the beautiful stones in the slab room. No circus at Countertops by Superior, 840 Cumberland Hill Road, Woonsocket. Visit them online at countertopsbysuperior.com.
Welcome back to Barry Field, where you just watched and listened to Cumberland defeat the Woonsocket Villanovans 35-20. Disappointing finish for Woonsocket, but you hate to talk about moral victories, but last year was 55-0.
Yep, they definitely a different outcome today. Like you said, going into the break, I'd like to thank everyone for having us on this year, inviting us into your homes to listen, and hopefully you enjoyed the product, and want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, especially you, Kevin.
Oh, thank you. No, Brendan, hope you have a great day as well. Enjoy the day. It's been a fun season. It started back in September, wrapping up here on Thanksgiving. Brendan, have a great day as he goes and covers the trophy presentation. I want to, again, thank everybody. Dave Tebow, Jonathan Williams on camera, Dave Richards, engineering, producing, allowing all of this to happen all year long. Thank you all very much. We truly hope you have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving and a tremendous holiday season from the WOON family to your family at home. Have a great day. Enjoy this picture-perfect, beautiful day. One last time, Cumberland Clippers 35, the Woonsocket Villanovans 20. Have a great day. Thank you.